Bengal, a land of fertile plains and mighty rivers, boasts a history as rich and vibrant as its landscape. This region, with its lush greenery and abundant water sources, has been a cradle of civilization for millennia. From ancient times, great empires have risen and fallen on this soil, leaving behind a legacy that continues to shape the region's identity. The remnants of these empires tell stories of grandeur, power, and cultural evolution. The Mauryan Empire under Emperor Ashoka was among the first to bring Bengal under its fold, introducing Buddhism and laying the foundation for a centralized administration. Ashoka's reign marked a significant shift towards a more organized and unified governance. After the Mauryans, the Guptas rose to prominence, ushering in a golden age of art, literature, and science. This period is often referred to as the classical age of India, where cultural and intellectual pursuits reached new heights. The Gupta period saw the flourishing of Sanskrit literature, with renowned poets and playwrights like Kalidasa gracing the royal courts. Their works have left an indelible mark on Indian literature and continue to be celebrated to this day. This era also witnessed significant advancements in astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. Scholars like Aryabhata and Sushruta made groundbreaking contributions that would influence generations to come. The decline of the Guptas paved the way for the rise of regional powers, including the Palas and the Senas. These dynasties brought their own unique cultural and political influences to Bengal. The Pala dynasty, patrons of Buddhism, ruled for over 4 centuries, leaving an indelible mark on Bengal's cultural landscape. Their support for Buddhism helped it flourish in the region, attracting monks and scholars. They established numerous monasteries and universities, attracting scholars and pilgrims from far and wide. These institutions became centers of learning and spiritual growth, contributing to Bengal's reputation as a hub of knowledge. The Senas, who succeeded the Palas, were devout Hindus and revived Brahmanical influence in Bengal. Their reign saw a resurgence of Hindu practices and the construction of grand temples. They were known for their patronage of art and architecture, and their reign saw the construction of magnificent temples and palaces. These structures stand as a testament to their architectural prowess and religious devotion. The ancient period laid the groundwork for Bengal's enduring legacy as a center of learning, culture, and spiritual thought. The contributions of these dynasties have left a lasting impact on the region's cultural and intellectual heritage. The successive dynasties, each with their unique contributions, shaped the region's identity and set the stage for the remarkable chapters that would follow. Their legacies continue to inspire and influence the cultural fabric of Bengal today. The Gupta Empire, often hailed as the Golden Age of India, left an indelible mark on Bengal's cultural and intellectual landscape. During their reign, Bengal witnessed a flourishing of art, literature, and science. Sanskrit flourished as the language of the court and scholarship, and renowned poets and playwrights like Kalidasa graced the royal courts with their literary genius. The Gupta period also saw significant advancements in the fields of astronomy, mathematics, and medicine, with scholars like Aryabhata and Varahamihira making groundbreaking contributions. Universities like Nalanda and Vikramashila, though located outside present-day Bengal, attracted students from all over the subcontinent, including Bengal. Following the Guptas, the Pala dynasty emerged as a powerful force in Bengal. Ruling for over 4 centuries, the Palas were devout patrons of Buddhism and played a pivotal role in the spread of the faith across the region. They established numerous monasteries, known as viharas, which served as centers of learning and spiritual practice. The Palas are particularly renowned for their distinctive school of art and architecture. The Grand Somapura Mahavihara, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, stands as a testament to their architectural prowess. The Pala period also witnessed the flourishing of Buddhist sculpture, with exquisite bronze images of deities and bodhisattvas being produced. The arrival of Islam in Bengal marked a significant turning point in the region's history. It ushered in a new era of cultural exchange and syncretism, as Islamic traditions blended with existing Hindu and Buddhist practices. The conquest of Bengal by Bakhtiyar Khilji in the 13th century led to the establishment of the Delhi Sultanate's rule over the region. Under Islamic rule, Bengal witnessed a gradual process of Islamization, particularly in areas like language, literature, and architecture. Persian, the language of administration, gained prominence, and a rich tradition of Bengali literature emerged, drawing inspiration from both Islamic and indigenous themes. The Islamic rulers, recognizing Bengal's strategic location and fertile land, took steps to promote trade and agriculture. They improved infrastructure, built roads and bridges, and encouraged the cultivation of cash crops like cotton and sugarcane. This period also saw the emergence of powerful trading communities, such as the merchants of Sonargaon, who established extensive commercial networks across the Bay of Bengal. The fusion of Islamic and pre-Islamic traditions gave rise to a unique, syncretic culture in Bengal. Sufi saints played a significant role in spreading Islam through their message of love and tolerance, and their shrines became centers of pilgrimage for people of all faiths. Section 4. The Mughal Era, Prosperity and Progress. The advent of Mughal rule in the 16th century ushered in an era of unprecedented prosperity and cultural efflorescence for Bengal. Akbar, the greatest of the Mughal emperors, recognized Bengal's strategic importance and economic potential, integrating it firmly into the Mughal Empire. Under Mughal patronage, Bengal's economy flourished, particularly its textile industry. The region became renowned for its exquisite muslin cloth, prized throughout the world for its fineness and delicacy. Dhaka, the Mughal capital of Bengal, emerged as a major center of muslin production, attracting skilled weavers and merchants from far and wide. The Mughals, known for their love of art and architecture, left an indelible mark on Bengal's landscape. They built magnificent mosques, tombs, and gardens, blending Islamic architectural styles with local influences. The Mughal period also witnessed the flourishing of Bengali literature, with poets and writers like Alaol and Daulat Qazi composing epics and romantic tales. The Mughal Empire's emphasis on religious tolerance fostered a climate of cultural exchange and syncretism. Hindu and Muslim communities coexisted peacefully, and their traditions continued to intermingle, enriching Bengal's cultural tapestry. Section 5. British Rule, Exploitation and Division. The arrival of the British East India Company in the 18th century marked a significant turning point in Bengal's history, leading to the gradual erosion of Mughal authority and the establishment of British colonial rule. This period saw the beginning of a new era, one characterized by profound changes in the social, economic, and political fabric of Bengal. Initially arriving as traders, the British exploited the political instability and internal conflicts within the Mughal Empire to expand their influence. They skillfully navigated the complex web of alliances and rivalries, gradually increasing their foothold in the region. The Battle of Plassey in 1757, where the British East India Company, led by Robert Clive, defeated the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, proved to be a watershed moment. This victory was not just a military triumph, but also a strategic one, cementing British dominance in Bengal. It paved the way for the company's dominance over Bengal and marked the beginning of British colonial rule in India. The British established a strong administrative framework to control and exploit the region's resources. The British, driven by economic motives, implemented policies that transformed Bengal into a source of raw materials and a market for their manufactured goods. This economic exploitation had far-reaching consequences for the local economy and society. They established a system of land revenue collection that burdened the peasantry, leading to widespread poverty and indebtedness. The heavy taxes imposed on farmers forced many into a cycle of debt and despair. The British also systematically dismantled Bengal's once thriving textile industry, flooding the market with cheap machine-made textiles from Britain. This deliberate policy aimed to destroy local industries and make Bengal dependent on British goods. This led to the decline of traditional weaving centers like Dhaka and the impoverishment of skilled weavers. The loss of livelihoods for thousands of artisans had a devastating impact on the social fabric of Bengal. The British administration, focused on maximizing revenue collection, neglected education and social welfare, further exacerbating the plight of the Bengali people. The lack of investment in education and healthcare left the population vulnerable and unprepared for future challenges. Section 6. The partition, a wound that still bleeds. The partition of Bengal in 1947 along religious lines stands as one of the most traumatic events in the region's history. It was a moment that forever altered the lives of millions, leaving a deep and lasting impact on the collective psyche of the people. As British colonial rule came to an end, India gained independence, but at a heavy price. The joy of freedom was overshadowed by the sorrow of division, as the subcontinent was split into two separate nations. The partition based on the two-nation theory divided Bengal into East Pakistan, which later became Bangladesh, and West Bengal, which remained a part of India. This division was not just a political boundary, but a line that cut through the heart of Bengal's identity. The partition triggered one of the largest mass migrations in human history, with millions of Hindus, Muslims and Sikhs uprooted from their ancestral homes and forced to cross newly drawn borders. The scale of displacement was unprecedented, and the human suffering immense. The partition was accompanied by widespread violence, communal riots, and unspeakable atrocities, leaving an indelible scar on the collective memory of the region. The brutality of the events left deep wounds that are still felt today. The partition had a profound impact on Bengal's economy and social fabric. The once thriving region faced economic disarray and social upheaval. The once integrated economy, with its interconnected trade networks and industries, was abruptly divided. This sudden division disrupted the economic stability and growth that Bengal had enjoyed for centuries. Families were torn apart, cultural ties were severed, and the harmonious coexistence that had characterized Bengal for centuries was shattered. The cultural fabric of the region was irreparably damaged. The partition continues to cast a long shadow on the relationship between India and Bangladesh. The border that was drawn in 1947 still influences diplomatic and social interactions between the two nations. The legacy of partition, with its lingering pain, displacement and loss, serves as a reminder of the human cost of division and the importance of unity and reconciliation. It is a chapter in history that continues to teach us valuable lessons about the need for peace and understanding.